Ah! Hi there, everybody. Welcome back to Being the Marshmallow, Living and Coping with PTSD. I am Bob Wagner. That was an action shot, apparently. Sorry I didn't post a video last week. When I got married, I changed my name legally to Bob Wagner, so I had to go out and get a new Social Security card, which wound up proving somewhat problematic because of, well, bureaucratic stuff. That's also why this video is being posted so late in the evening. Wound up having to chase that around. The good news is that's taken care of. Yay! Blimey and Pete decided that they were tired of waiting around for me to post the video. They went out chasing pints and skirt, and I'm sure they'll have some riveting tales of their adventures to share with me later. This week, I want to talk about the difference between help versus enabling. There's been a lot of videos. I've seen a lot of videos on the internet, particularly on social media, about like how to help somebody who's having a panic attack, or how to help somebody who has social anxiety, or how to help someone who has PTSD. And these are wonderful videos. I've watched a couple of them. They've got some beneficial suggestions, and I do recommend that you check them out. However, nobody is addressing enabling. And while help is very beneficial and very much appreciated, its evil twin, enabling, can be extremely harmful. In fact, it is extremely harmful. So I want to talk about the difference between help and enabling this week. Now, when you help now there's some good examples out there of how to help somebody with PTSD. I've talked about them myself. Explaining to somebody, hey, you're in a safe space, breathe with me, let's find a place where you've got your back to a wall, I'm not judging you, things like that. Not telling somebody, oh, just get over it, quit being such a pussy, that kind of thing. These are help, okay? These are very helpful, and they promote the healing process, and they let us know that, hey, you know what, you're not in this alone, and I've kind of got your back. And these are great. Enabling, though, can, as I said, look like you're helping somebody, but in reality you're not. Basically what you're doing is you are reinforcing negative behaviors by not holding the person engaged in them accountable. Great example of this. A few days ago, a very, very dear friend of ours was having her birthday. And we had been invited out to her birthday party. And like a lot of people with PTSD, or really any human being, I just really was not feeling it. Okay, I wanted to absolutely nothing to do with humanity. Quite frankly, the entire species was just existing too much for my taste. And I came home, and all I wanted to do after a really, really unpleasant day was just sit at home and veg on the couch. We've all had these days. But this is a dear friend of ours. It was her birthday, and we had promised that we would be there. I go to the train with my wife, because we don't own a car, and I'm basically yip, just being a downer, literally from the time we leave the house. And my wife, who is far and away the greatest figure of support in my life, gets sick of it. And she literally says, go home. If this is how you're going to behave, go home. Okay? You're going to wind up harming our friend. Turn around and go home, or turn your attitude around. One of the two. Okay? And she's on the couch staring at me open-mouthed right now that I'm actually sharing this story. She basically kicked my ass in public on the public train station. And I'm grateful to her for it. Okay? When somebody is having an episode, you want to be very careful that you are not supporting the behavior. Okay? Don't turn a blind eye to anger, to outbursts of anger. Don't make excuses for them. Don't say that, well, it's not their fault that they punched the wall, or that they said a mean thing, or that they threw a glass. Okay? Yes, it is your fault. Okay? I've done these things, and it's my fault when I do them. I'm a grown adult. Did the PTSD contribute to it? Of course. But you know what? I'm the guy behind the wheel. And the only way we can be incentivized, if that's a word, to engage in proper behaviors is if we have it pointed out to us when we're engaged in improper behaviors. Okay? So do not make excuses for us. Make it clear to us, I understand why you did this thing. I understand why you were acting like such a snarly, cactusy, snarky jerk from the minute you walked in the door until the minute I told you to turn your butt around and go home rather than ruin our friend's birthday party. But that doesn't make it right. I understand where it's coming from. Knock it off. You don't have a right to behave this way. I love you. I've got your back. I'm not gonna, as she puts it, I'm not gonna take your shit. Okay, that's a great phrase that she has. I have your back, but I won't take your shit. And if it's wrong of me to use that word here, oh well, deal with it. And this can be kind of a tricky area because, you know, you can't just go around telling a person with a neurological disorder, oh, just suck it up and get over it. You have to take it on a case-by-case basis. You have to ask yourself, is this bringing non-consensual harm to anyone, okay? Was my cactusy attitude at risk of bringing non-consensual harm to my friend? Absolutely. If I had walked into the house where the party was taking place behaving this way, it would have rained harder on the festivities than it was lashing down rain outside. And to put it into perspective for you, this was the night when we had the really bad flash flooding here in town, and it was literally, the water was literally crusting the curb, okay? Somebody was building a boat and getting animals 2 by 2 up the ramp, okay? My behavior, had it not been put in check, would have brought non-consensual harm to other people. It was bringing non-consensual harm to my wife because it was bringing down her mood, because she was looking forward to spending time with this very sweet young woman who we're very privileged to be friends with, okay? Conversely, a person, you know, having a crying fit, you know, and being told, you know what, you're safe. I've got your back. Them sobbing uncontrollably, yeah, it sucks to watch, but it doesn't bring non-consensual harm to anybody. Being told, I've got your back, you're safe, but let's try to pull you out of this. That's helping without saying, you know, it's okay, just be a non-functional human being, okay? You can tell a person you need to fight through this without just going, suck it up and grow a pair, okay? That's where we get into this, okay? You can't allow a person who is going through depression to skip multiple days of work because they just don't feel it, okay? I'm lucky. I love my job. I have a wonderful job. I have great coworkers. My boss is a terrific lady. There's a lot of days where I don't want to go to work. I don't want to leave the damn house. If my wife said it was okay to do that and just hide in the bedroom, she would be enabling me, okay? Don't do that. Violent outbursts are a big one, okay? Don't tell somebody, well, it's okay that you did that because it's the PTSD. No, the PTSD made you want to do that. You're the adult. You have to take ownership of that, and you have to be sometimes made to take ownership of it, because that is how we develop good habits. If there is no negative consequence to engaging in good habits, then why bother making the effort? Okay? What's the payoff? Okay? If the payoff for doing wrong is precisely the same as doing right, why make the effort of doing right? Because, folks, I'll tell you, and you can lie to yourself about this all you want. You can say, oh, no, it's so much easier to do right. No, it's not. Human beings are selfish, atavistic, self-centered animals, okay? There is nothing easier in this world than being selfish and self-centered and giving in to the destructive impulse, because it is what takes the least amount of effort. It is harder to sit there and say, I want to throw the glass, but I'm going to set the glass on the counter and I'm going to walk away, than it is to just, hey, there's a thing, I'm angry, and throw it. Okay, you give in to the impulse, okay? That is part of the maturation process. And if we do not have this, if we do not have this consequence, even if it's something as simple as saying, you know what, as being told by a loved one, you know, I thought you were better than that, and I am disappointed in you, which I have heard from my wife, and it hurts like hell, but hey, you got to take the hit. If we don't have that consequence, then there is no reason for us to do the effort. There is no incentive for us to engage in this growth-promoting effort, in this growth promoting activity. Okay? So when you see us doing things that are harmful or destructive, yes, be compassionate, be understanding of the fact that the PTSD, or whatever the disease for us is probably fueling that. But also love us enough to say, this is unacceptable. I will help you find ways to deal with these behaviors, deal with these impulses in a more acceptable manner, in a way that does not destroy our things and does not scare me or scare our children or bring emotional harm to those around us. But it is unacceptable. I will work with you, but I will not tolerate negative behavior. Okay? And that's the sum total of this week's lesson. If you see us engaging in behaviors that bring non-consensual harm, that are destructive and hurtful, yes, respond with compassion, but also respond by letting us know that it is unacceptable and that we have an obligation to do the work to resist those impulses, and that you will work with us side by side. That is my wife. That is one of the greatest resources that my wife provides me. Not just the fact that I know she's got my back, not just the fact that I know that she would murder anybody who tried to harm me, and she keeps me feeling safe all the time, but the fact that she is there saying, you will do the work, but you will do it with me walking beside you down this road. Okay? That is one of the greatest gifts you can give us, to help us and inspire us to do the work by saying, if you do the work, I will be there with you to help you find ways to do it until it becomes habit. There endeth the lesson. I'll see you next week.